Hey mamas, welcome to DAWNY DOES. I have created a whole motherhood series and I've broken it down to nice little bite-sized pieces for us busy mums that just can't watch a whole hour long video. So hopefully this will be a nice little 10-minute video for you to enjoy. Today's topic is about childbirth and just clearing up some of the things that you as a new mum or a mother-to-be may have experienced or will experience, and I just want to make sure that you go in confident, comfortable, and really just believing in yourself. So first and foremost, before we give birth, we have all these ideas about the actual day, how it's going to be, how we're going to feel, is it going to be painful? And we kind of rely on other people's experiences to determine whether we should be fearful or whether we should be excited. And I just wanted to clear up that every body is different, and that literally means like everybody's body is different. So what may be painful for your friend might not necessarily be painful for you. And it's important that you know that, so that when you do come into the actual day and the day comes, you don't feel fearful and you don't feel nervous. Just allow your body to be present and experience everything, and just feel comfortable that your body knows what it's doing. Like, women have been doing this since the dawn of time. So it'll do what it needs to do for the baby to come out. And there are people around you that are going to support you and make it possible for the baby to come out in good health. So just believe in yourself and trust in the actual experience is first and foremost. When I gave birth, thank God I had a very close friend of mine that came, and she obviously, being a midwife, she understood the whole experience. So I wasn't totally baffled by what was going on. At the same time, it was my first time, so I was still nervous, and my mother had a terrible experience giving birth, and so I just assumed that was going to be my experience as well. And it wasn't nearly as bad as her experience. It wasn't like the easiest thing, I'm not gonna lie, but it wasn't as terrible as I thought it was going to be. And so I want you to go into it comfortable. Can you hear my babies? My 3 boys are just playing out there, and they sometimes scream and yell, and it's a loud thing. Number 2 is you have choices. Sometimes when, especially new mums, like I remember when it was my first child, I was so like nervous about everything, and I felt like everybody else's decision mattered more than my own, and everybody's opinions mattered more than my own. And truly, honestly, you're the one experiencing everything. So you know if something is really, really painful, you know if you can't do something, or if you can do something. And so it's so important that you feel confident in yourself to be able to express that so other people can understand, and never feel like it's irrelevant. When you are ready to give birth, listen to what the doctors have to say. That's important. But you also want to make sure that they're not overstepping. So if you have a certain plan for your pregnancy, for your childbirth, then you want to be able to communicate that with your doctor and allow them to understand that this is important to you. So whether you want it natural, whether you do want the epidural or the Pitocin, or whether you do or don't want a cesarean, make sure that you're communicating what's important to you, because you matter. This is all about you. You know how like women like look to their like wedding day and like everything's about them? It's the exact same for like your pregnancy. This is all about you, okay? So even more so actually than your wedding days. So yes, number 2 is just remember that you have choices no matter how you want your childbirth experience to be, whether you want it at home or whether you want it at the hospital, whether you want it in a pool, it's up to you, okay? Number 3 is a pretty awkward one. So when you are giving birth, there's a lot of pressure, and sometimes, of course, that does put a lot of pressure on your bowels as well. So it's important that you understand that you may poop on yourself, and that's perfectly normal. There's nothing gross and weird about it. So if it happens to you, just accept that. The doctors experience this all the time. For me, I did know going into labor that was possibly going to happen. So I didn't feel totally shocked about it, but it was just an awkward moment where I was like, did that just happen? Like, is that it? And luckily I had people that I trust and I love in the room with me, so it wasn't too bad. And it's important that you know that that's a possibility. So make sure the people that you are around, that they can accept that and you're comfortable with them witnessing that. Number 4, when you are in labor, sometimes it feels like there's just no possible way that a baby is coming out. Like there's just no way. Like you've pushed, you've screamed, you've done everything you possibly do. There's just no way. Like, and you almost have this moment where you think, oh my goodness, what if I am like that one person in the whole entire world that's just not meant to be pushing out baby? Like, is it a possibility that my body just might not be able to do this? And you freak out a little bit and you might panic, and you just have to collect yourself and realize that your body is much stronger than it feels at that present time. It's so important that you trust the process and you trust your body. Your body knows what, it's literally been a rock star this whole time without you consciously telling it what to do. It's literally been adjusting and creating this baby inside you. It's an amazing creation, and your body can then also deliver it. I feel like also the doctors sometimes will then feel like they just have to go to extreme measures and tell you things like, we have to do a C-section, even though you might not have to. So instead of freaking out, just allow yourself to be confident that your body is going to do what it needs to do to deliver your baby. Now, last but not least, allow yourself to curse, to yell, to pull out your hair if you need to, and just, wear no makeup if you want, and, just totally be comfortable in your body. And this is an important one because I feel like sometimes we feel like, especially as women, there's only so much of crazy that we can show people before they're like, damn, she's crazy. And when your body's going through something major, you don't need to be worried about what other people think about you. So make sure you have people in the room that respect and love you enough that they're not going to judge you and tell you to be quiet and try and contain you and make you feel like you're crazy when you're going through this experience. So I hope this was some helpful advice for all you mamas to be. And if you want more videos like this, continue watching my motherhood series. I will be hitting different topics, things that I've experienced and that I continue to experience, and maybe that I'm struggling through, that I know you guys can understand and support. So as long as you're taking care of you and your baby and your unborn child, then you're good to go. And everybody else just has to understand that when you are making your decisions and planning for your childbirth. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I shall see you next time. Bye.